Thank you. I'm Linda Bean with the Dolan Fund. Tonight is all about compassion and community. It's really the driving force behind everything we do at the Dolan Fund, having compassion and empathy for the families that we serve. We're fiercely protective of their privacy, so you can imagine you are in for a rare treat tonight. We're going to get to hear from the mom of twin girls who we've been able to help. And we're going to hear a little bit about her story and what support we've offered her. Welcoming Heather Delaney.
Hi.
Hey Heather, how you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Oh, awesome. You have both girls, Erin and Abby.
This is Abby over here, and this is Erin.
Hey girls, after a morning of doctor's appointments, so appreciate you joining us today.
Oh, no problem. We love doing this.
Would love to hear a little bit about just your backstory.
Sure. Abby and Erin are my only children right now. Me and my husband, Riley. We found out we were pregnant, and at my first prenatal appointment, we found out that we were expecting twins, and that there was a pretty big possibility that they were conjoined. So we went to a bunch of specialist appointments, and they confirmed that they were conjoined at the top of their heads. And at about 20 weeks pregnant, they referred me to the Children's Hospital of Philadelphia. And we were currently living in North Carolina at the time. So we ended up going up to CHOP, and we ended up staying with the Ronald McDonald House at this point. And we were at CHOP a total of 485 days. Our girls were born there. They had several surgeries and then were separated there. And we ended up being able to go home 2 days before Thanksgiving in 2017. So that was wonderful.
Amazing.
But they did still have some issues. Like right now, they still don't have any bone on the top of their heads. So we are right now actually back in Philadelphia from North Carolina, and the girls are getting some procedures done to prepare them for another surgery that they're going to be having in July. And so it's been a little bit of a crazy ride.
I bet.
They are our miracle girls for sure.
Can't imagine. Tell us a little bit about something special, just a characteristic that describes each of the girls.
Let's see. Abby is my music-loving little one. Anytime there's music on, she's dancing and clapping and trying to sing along the best she can. And little Miss Erin, I always say she is like the boss. She just wants to be like the president one day, as you can hear her over there yelling. She likes to be in control, and she's super independent. And it's just funny how different they are, even though they at one point shared everything.
Right. So you mentioned Ronald McDonald House, and that not being an option this time because of COVID restrictions. So I'm wondering if I can ask you, where did kind of our relationship begin? What sort of support are we providing you?
Sure. So Ronald McDonald House wasn't an option for us this time around, which was a little scary for us since we knew it was going to be quite a few months that we had to be here because the girls have skin expanders in. And so that takes in itself at least 6 weeks of doctor's appointments back and forth a couple times a week. And so when we looked into Ronald McDonald and realized we couldn't do that, we kind of panicked a little because right now my husband's the only one working in our house. We're a one income family. And it's during COVID, it's been tough. And so we couldn't afford a hotel for 4 months. There just was nothing we could really figure out. And then we heard of an organization called Hosts for Hospitals. And we contacted them, and they had found a wonderful place for us, which is where we are now. But that organization required $20 a night, which doesn't sound like very much. But when you're looking at 4 months of staying somewhere, it adds up very quickly. And we still have all of our bills at home. And so that was something we just didn't think we were going to be able to afford. But luckily for us, we found you guys at the Kelly and Dolan Fund, and you guys are helping us cover that cost so that we can stay here and not have to worry about not being able to pay our bills at home. So when we get home, we can kind of just jump right back into regular life. So it's really been a huge blessing for us.
I love seeing the huge smile on your face. It's, sometimes just the smaller, unexpected gifts. You're just saying, $20 a day, but over the course of 4 months, that adds up. And there are a lot of other expenses associated with caring. And you're not at Ronald McDonald House, you're in a private setting, so you've got to cover, meals and expenses back and forth to the hospital.
Yeah.
So, if you were to describe, does this in some way lift some of the emotional burden or stressors that you're dealing with?
Oh, so much. You have no idea. Between, like you said, traveling back and forth to the hospital, figuring out food every day, whether we're going to be eating on the road back and forth to the hospital or groceries, and just even right now, the gas, we're about 45 minutes from the hospital. So going back and forth 3 to 4 times a week gets a little pricey. So that takes a huge stress off of us to not have to worry about the nightly cost, especially with my husband just being the only one working and not even being able to be here with us because of that. So it takes a huge stress.
Yeah, I bet. And I know you've had to make a lot of other adjustments in your caregiving team. So, we're glad that this really is from the generosity. This event tonight is Compassionate Communities Count.
Yeah.
And it's all about, it's not the size of the gift, but what a difference you can make in the life of a family. So if I could put you just kind of on the spot, in terms of closing, what would you want to say to the folks out there tonight that are participating in our event?
That you guys can be the difference between almost life and death for a child, between getting okay care and, excuse them, they're loud, but between getting okay care and the best care. Because without organizations like you guys and without people who donate to organizations like you, we wouldn't be able to do this. It's not cheap to be able to come states away and be hundreds of miles from home to go to a hospital and get super expensive medical treatments. So when you donate to something like this, it really means a huge difference for a child. And that's huge.
That's just incredible for you to kind of share. I'm so appreciative of you taking the time. I know it's a lot to coordinate day in and day out. And, as we said, we really like to respect the privacy of the family. And it means a lot for you to share your story and your kind words.
Oh, no problem. Come here. Come say hi. Oh, grab one.
We're just happy to be a little piece of that, little piece of that comfort for you.
Well, we appreciate you guys so much, right?
I'm not going to know. Is that Erin or Abby?
This is Erin. Right? Why? Say thank you.
Hey, Erin. We're so happy to be able to help you and your family a little bit. We hope you enjoy your stay in Philadelphia.
Yeah.
And get healthy and get to travel back to your community soon. Well, Heather, thank you for spending that time with us tonight.
No problem. Thank you, guys.
Take care, and I hope your journey continues to be, a good one, and the girls are on the road to recovery in speedy fashion.
Thank you.
You're welcome.